It's episode 1254, and it's the Relevant Podcast here in Orlando. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and joining me from Nashville, it's artist-producer, mogul, Derek Miner.
What's happening?
Just down the street there, or managing editor, downtown Emily Brown.
Hey, y'all.
And in L.A., you know him from Social Club Misfits. He's now a label owner, artist-producer himself. It's Marty.
Howdy.
That man said, howdy.
I just got off a cruise, so like my language is starting to shift a little bit because of, you're just a mix of people.
You went to Alaska. What? They don't say howdy on a cruise to Alaska.
You have to understand, the whole staff is Indian and Filipino.
Right.
Everybody on the cruise is from Ohio, literally.
Right.
So like you have like the weirdest mix of Ohio with like biryani chicken. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was...
But still, none of those groups are known for saying the word howdy.
The white guys, they say howdy a little bit.
Okay.
Just a little bit, maybe. I don't know.
For real?
Texas, maybe. I don't know.
Well, I just got back from Seattle.
Wait,
and
I
that
just
is-
left Seattle, too.
I was saying the cruise would go out of Seattle.
Hey, shout out to Seattle, but that has to be the whitest place on planet Earth.
It is a weird... Okay, just on the... walking through Seattle, tell me your story, Derek, but let me tell you mine really quick. Walking through Seattle, you'll see a young... cool family that looks like Judah Smith's family, like they're all wearing like oversized cool clothes, and then you'll see a guy with no shirt, a JBL boombox punching the air, just like and like nobody, there's no one's messing with each other. It's like we're all walking by, like it's become normal. And I'm like, okay, like should I be worried about this guy who like looks tattered and like he's like punching the air and listening to like Redman, and then there's like a family of four here that's getting brunch at like.
Is the weird stuff from Portland drifting up to Seattle? Because I know that Portland was chaotic.
Well, I don't know if there's a difference because I've only spent a little time in Portland. I haven't been in Portland long enough to really absorb what it's actually like. But I spent 3 days in Seattle, and Seattle was like. You have Microsoft.
Yeah. City.
And
they call it Microsoft City now.
You have Microsoft. So you have these like
Amazon,
you said, the Judah Smith,
Boeing,
super affluent, fly white dudes. And then there's a guy in a plaid shirt sitting on the ground smoking a blunt.
Yeah.
Or he's skateboarding and he's just flicking everybody off while he's skating. Okay. Literally, we saw a dude double fisting blunts. He had a joint in one hand, he had a weed joint in the other hand, a blunt in the other hand. He's like smoking, and he's like double fisting the joint. And I'm like, I've seen the double fist with the beers in the South, but I've never seen the double
jointed. They call
Portland,
it. I've never seen the double jointed. Yeah, I ain't seen that.
Seattle has money because of Boeing, Amazon, Microsoft. Tech is up there, so they got money, like you just said. Portland has no money, so it's all the other people, the non-money people
that
from
migrated.
Seattle. Yeah,
okay.
It's all the candle owners, if you know what I'm talking about. Like they make candles. I don't know if that makes sense, but it does.
I went to Pike Place Market. Was dope though. Pike Place Market was fire.
Did you catch any fish?
Nah, we didn't. We didn't go on. Yeah, nah, we didn't do I didn't do the fish catching, but I did order. They ship fish like direct to you, so we went and ordered like some barramundi and all that different stuff, and had that shipped. So Pike Place was dope.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that.
Did you see the gum wall down there near the Pike
I wasn't
Place?
interested in going down there to see that. I'm not going to lie. It said gum wall this way, and me and my wife, we went the opposite.
I contributed to the gum wall over the years a few times.
It's not surprising to me at all.
We got a gum wall in Tennessee. We're good.
Exactly. We got a gum wall in Tennessee.
We got a gum wall.
It's
somewhere
on Broadway next to a bar. Like,
probably, honestly.
There's one in every city almost.
There's a pedal tavern park next to it. And that's where you start your pedal tavern.
I didn't realize
tour.
Seattle is so much like San Francisco in terms of like everything is on an angle.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that. Like where we were, it's like a hill. Everything is off a hill, and I always knew San Francisco was like that, but never Seattle.
everything is off a hill.
Yeah.
Like if you have to walk 4 blocks in Nashville and 4 blocks in Seattle is 4 different blocks.
Yes. Well, it depends on what part of the city, because once you get down to the water, it's pretty flat. But like, the hills that all surround it and go over to the mountains and stuff for sure.
84% of the city, they said, is rented. This office space is rented by Amazon. And so they were saying they were mad in the 90s when they called it Microsoft City and they owned like 50% of the office space. So they also said that apparently, maybe you guys know more about this, but close by, they're building like an Amazon city, like literally a city with buildings and like a full city.
That's crazy.
For Amazon because of all the people that they employ. And so
they're doing that in New York too.
Interesting.
And one in Virginia. They're like building a huge campus that has residential and offices and everything. So people don't have to leave. You can work 24/7. Okay, so Derek, why were you in Seattle? Just vacation?
Yeah, well, we went to hang out with some friends.
Cool.
We had a couple friends up there, so we decided to go out there and spend some time with them and just do something different.
Go to church home.
Yeah, just do something different.
No, you have to catch it the once a month that they actually meet. Yeah. And you were on a cruise, right, Marty?
Yeah, I was on a cruise. We went to
Alaska.
Let me tell you something. Alaska's gorgeous, but the highlight for me, possible city I would move to if I ever had to, Victoria, the capital of British Columbia,
the island.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. We stayed there and I fell in love with it. I fell in love with everything about it. And it was probably, it was an incredible trip. We went whale watching. I literally saw whales jumping in and out of the water. We went with these old trains. We did everything, all the commercial stuff. My whole family went. It was like 13 of us, 14 of us. It was great. You can kind of hear in my voice, like we all have I don't know if you've been on a cruise, you're going to leave sick almost. So we all have like sinus infections. I really think it's because Seattle, the forest, everywhere we were in Alaska.
I've never left sick off a cruise. Just for anybody thinking about going on a cruise, I've never left a cruise sick. That might be a Marty's family thing.
I got every single cruise I've ever been on.
What?
It's probably because I had
licking
the last
the handrails
at Windjammer, which is their it might be because I went to their buffet at the end of the cruise, and
that'll do it.
It was. Let me tell you something. There are no rules on a cruise.
None.
It is the airport.
It's great.
People are eating shrimp cocktail at 9 a.m. People are having pizza 3 a.m.
Yeah. In their slippers. They come down the road and get some pizza at 3 a.m. It's great.
It is complete. And then the other thing about being on a cruise, you can order multiple items. So you have people at a table ordering I'll take, can I have 4 of the lamb and then 3 chicken parm? It's just pure debauchery. People ordering 7 different types of desserts. People are just there. It's like Vegas on a ship. It's just pure chaos.
I never knew. I've been cruising forever, but I never knew that you could do the multiple order multiple entrees at the fancy dinners until one time we were the Port Canaveral is 30 miles from here. So last minute cruises was kind of a thing. And so we'd be like a Friday to Monday. We'd see like on Tuesday that, it's going to the islands and it's $99 for the weekend. Ooh. Let's go. So we would just spontaneously go on weekend cruises pretty regularly. Well, a lot of Floridians do. So one time we were at a table. This is before I learned to always ask for the 2-person table. Yeah. I am not the small talk with strangers person. But anyway, this particular trip we were at a table and there's a couple from Haines City. And if you know Haines City, Florida, it's like the meth Florida, the Florida man Florida is Haines City, Florida. Okay. So there's a couple from there.
Notorious for that.
It was a big anniversary weekend for them. And the lady, we all placed our orders and the lady said, I would like one of everything.
Yeah.
And literally they brought her every single entree on the menu. And I didn't know you could do that. It was a game changer. Yeah, dude.
Yes.
She was like, we're here for our anniversary. I'm living it up. And she ordered everything on the menu.
Did she eat one of everything?
Lobster.
Listen, let me just tell you, if you know anybody from Haines City, Florida, and they're going, this is free food, they're going to eat all of it. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to waste a morsel.
There's no shame on a cruise too. They encourage it. That's what's even weirder. We're ordering food and my waiter, John, who shout out to John and World Caribbean, he's incredible. We're in Quantum of the Seas and he'll be like, yeah, you shouldn't get that. Get this instead. And I was like, are you sure? He's like, I'll bring both. Don't worry about it. And I was like, okay. You're just it's pure chaos. But it was incredible. Food was great. Everything was great.
Did you gain 10 pounds? Most people on a cruise gain 10 pounds.
After this being sick, I'm losing weight, I think now. But I feel like because of all the salt, my face feels extra swollen right now, to be honest with you.
I thought it was fresh Botox.
No, Brotox they call it, but Brotox, no, it's not. It's literally it's like saltiness from like McDonald's fries. Like everything is like that level. I feel like of salt.
Before you came on, Marty was telling us that he has aging goals.
Yes, Pedro Pascal is my aging goal.
He has specific Botox references because he wants to grow in his wrinkles a specific way. Yes. Like who is it? Who are your inspirations?
Pedro Pascal.
Okay.
And John Stamos.
John Stamos.
You want the crow feet that
I
you
want
said.
Crow feet to be right. Here's the thing. My family doesn't have, like, my grandfather, he aged really cool. And I want to age like that. I want to age like the Marlboro Man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to age like the movie Tombstone.
Yellow teeth.
Yeah. Just a little
Brody,
yellow. But then
did you
get
consider
whitened.
aging naturally before getting Botox?
No. I won't do that. I'll melt.
If your family is already cool aging,
you don't need to do anything.
Probably don't need to add Botox.
The thing is,
understand.
If I don't maintain my weight, my chin goes right to my chest. I have my neck just, it goes like this.
Is that how your dad is?
No. My mom has been skinny my whole life. My sisters are like skinny. But for me, I almost have like the Santiago gene where like we have football player necks. And like... Yeah, I should have. I don't know what it is. So I'm like trying to prevent all these different things. You know, it was my birthday this week. It was Emily's birthday too. Like, you know, you start thinking about how you want to age and how you want to be perceived.
I've never in my life thought about how I want to age.
Nobody. Okay. That's why I'm from Miami, where everyone's so vain. And so I think that's why possibly.
Yeah, that's your Miami talk.
Yeah, but don't look like you're from Miami. You know what I'm saying? There's a look that people from Miami have after a certain age. Don't get that look, dude.
No. You don't want to be cat face. They call
Derek
it. Derek
is like aghast at this conversation.
I am.
Because Derek is going to age perfectly. He's got
black don't crack.
Yeah, like melanin, like skin. You guys age perfectly. I'm tan. I got like if I go in the sun, I get olive, and that's great. But I start to I have family members. Their skin looks like a basketball. You know, I don't explain that. I don't, like, you know, it's like they look like mozzarella sticks. Like they're that level of tan, like a level of like tan, like a TGI Fridays mozzarella stick. Like they're that too tan. Like, you put that mozzarella stick and they're that color because these Sicilians, they just sit in the sun all day and drink wine. That's all they do. And peaches.
Sounds like how I want to age.
Yeah, they drink, like, it's a big thing for them to have peaches and wine and sit in the sun all day. No water. And, you know, like, they're all very just... I don't know.
Let's just say they kind of look like raisins at a certain level.
You got it. Yes.
Yeah.
Right before you hit raisins, you kind of look cool, but if you keep going, you hit a raisin. Yeah. And so they're hitting raisin territory, you know.
My chest hurt, y'all. My chest hurt. Y'all can't do this to me.
It's a good example of Sopranos when you see like Paulie and like he's got this like, you know, like remember old school, that
reflector,
foil,
the tan reflector thing.
The tan reflector, so you can get all angles of your face.
Yeah.
That's like my mom right there, like sitting in the sun with the tan reflector while my mom's like, hey guys, I brought like, this is how Italian my family is. You know, you go to a theme park, people bring like, hey, here's a ham and cheese sandwich. Not my mom. Hey guys, I have eggplant parmesan. It's in this container. It's like in a, you know what I'm saying? Like my mom bought a sub. It's like this, it's like 2 inches thick of like gabagool and like mozzarella, you know, like it's just, my mom brought as a snack like olives. You know, olives and like tomatoes. Like we're not eating chips. I'm trying to meet your age mom that way. That's the goal for me, guys.
See, I had a teacher in elementary school who she was Italian and she tanned so much. Like she had, I think she looked a lot older than she actually was.
It's an obsession.
She had like leathery skin.
Yes.
And I remember even in 5th grade, her talking about like, guys, you've got to wear sunscreen. Like you don't want skin like me. Like she was like warning us, but then she would still go tan. Yeah. And so it was a little bit of a mixed messaging there, but shout out Miss S. Nichols. She was great.
Yeah, Jersey Shore is a goal for a lot of people, you know? Snooki. I want the Snooki color.
I'm not proud of this, but there was this girl that went to my school. I won't name her.
Shout out Sarah.
But
let's say her name is Sarah S. Actually, you know what? S. Sanders. How about that?
And it was when the spray tanning stuff came out. and it wasn't quite dialed in correctly.
Right. It was a little too orange.
So I remember calling her a Oompa Loompa in front of the whole class.
Oh.
There it is.
It was very, very bad.
You don't want to be orange. You want to be mozzarella stick.
Mozzarella stick is
That's
crazy.
the best way to explain. Like literally, that's the best way to explain it. Like the deep fried brown, like light brown, like a perfect mozzarella. That's what they want to be. I feel like. So anyway, yeah, the cruise is great.
All right.
The cruise is awesome, guys. Thank you for asking.
Beautiful scenery.
Yeah. No sun. I mean, it's beautiful. No sun. I'm not used to vacation. I think being for me, a vacation equals like sunlight and beach.
Yeah.
So this is the first time I ever went on a vacation where we went on a nature walk through like a beautiful, forest.
That's fine.
Your videos looked amazing though, like from the train and stuff.
I mean, the whales that we saw. I mean, we were right in front of glaciers and stuff. It was a once. I mean, my wife, she's not like emotional. She like cried. I almost like wanted to make fun of her. I was like, "Are you crying?" She was so like touched that she got to see nature and these beautiful moments. She was like so grateful. She started crying. I'm like, "Why are you like? I can't believe I've never seen my wife cry."
You went on a whale boat, like whale watching. Yeah. I did that in one of the bays in California, like not Montego Bay, Monterey Bay or something like that, somewhere up there, coming down the PCH. I was driving from San Francisco to LA along the PCH, and then there's stops, and like one of the halfway points stayed over Morro Bay. That's it, Morro Bay. Went out on whale watching in the morning early. Had my son and my girlfriend with me, and I was very excited about this. And we go out, and it was super choppy that day, and they both get completely seasick, like to the point that they're inside the boat, can't lift their heads, throwing up left and right. And I'm fine. So I'm out, like just, trying to make the best of it. And then all of a sudden we get surrounded by a pod of humpback whales, and they're all breaching, like literally within like 20 feet of the boat, just jumping. The kids were all over. Humpback whales. These things were huge, all over the place. I'm taking pictures, photos. They didn't even see it. We get back to the shore, and I was like, that was unbelievable, huh? And they're like, what happened? And I'm showing them videos of the thing that we just experienced. But man, whale watching,
Marty,
when you're in the middle of it.
These videos are crazy, man.
Yeah, if I hear DJs playing Making Us Fall in Love Again by Usher one more time, I felt like the guy on a 40-Year-Old Virgin. He's like, if I hear Michael McDonald one more time, I'm going to hurt myself and everybody else in the store. Like going on this cruise, if I hear another Usher song, DJ got us fall, my head's going to explode. Like that's all they played.
Did you do karaoke?
I tried to do karaoke. There were so many people doing karaoke, especially like the Indian guys on the they were, one guy did the gorilla song Feel Good Inc., and he nailed the whole thing, but it was like with an Indian accent, so it was kind of cool.
Did you see the video going around over the last week that like it was on a cruise, and it was karaoke, and it was all black women. The entire audience was middle-aged black women.
I wish it was.
And a little white kid, like 22-year-old white guy, goes up to sing, and all of a sudden he starts singing Keith Sweat. And
I did hear that. And they're all like,
it's the best karaoke video I've ever seen.
I like multiple angles.
I got goosebumps.
Yeah. It was amazing.
Fell in love with them. I was like, what the?
I want to tease you. Yeah.
He was sitting down, right? He was like sitting down nonchalantly, like, right?
Yeah.
That's such a good one.
That is good. Anyway, all right. Well, we have a great show coming up. We talked to Dallas Jenkins. He's the creator of The Chosen. Obviously, huge mega hit, The Chosen. It hit streaming this week on Amazon. So he's joining us. The new season is now available to be watched. Each week, they'll be releasing new episodes. So we talked to Dallas. At the end of the show, we have One Has to Go. But stay tuned right now. Up next, it's Relevant Buzz. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Mercy Ships. Globally, 5 billion people lack access to surgical care. In sub-Saharan Africa, there's only one surgeon for every 200,000 people. Mercy Ships provides free, life-transforming surgeries for people who have little to no access to medical care. They help the blind see, straighten twisted limbs, remove deadly tumors, treat cleft conditions, and so much more. With state-of-the-art hospital ships, they provide safe surgery to children and adults living with treatable conditions, and it's completely free of charge. They do all this work with an all-volunteer crew of professionals who donate their time and talents. Surgeons, stewards, nurses, engineers, and more make the world a better place. Your donation today provides free, safe surgeries to people in desperate need of help. All gifts are matched, so please donate today at mercyships.org/relevant. Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Tim Tebow's book, Look Again.
Have you ever wondered what would change if you truly believed you were infinitely valuable to God? In his New York Times bestselling book, Look Again, Tim Tebow reveals the powerful truth that when we learn to see the image of God in every person, including those we struggle to love, everything changes. Tebow shares incredible stories from his work with people the world often overlooks, and it will challenge you to stand up to the lies, rediscover the worth that everyone has, and impact the world for good. Find Look Again by Tim Tebow, available now wherever books are sold.
Okay, it's time for
Relevant Buzz.
Tell us what's happening at the intersection of faith and culture this week, Emily.
Okay, my first buzz item I want to talk about is something that I'm actually really interested to get Derek and Marty's thoughts on. I'm not sure if y'all saw it while y'all were traveling last week, but Rodney Jerkins and John Keith were on the Breakfast Club, and they were talking about, like Rodney's career, his new Christian hip hop label Aliens Alive, and then John Keith was also there to talk about his new music. But toward the end of the segment, they got into a really interesting conversation about how a lot of faith-based music just still isn't taken seriously by the industry. And before we get into it, I want you to hear what Rodney has to say. So, Cameron, can you play the clip?
Why is it so quick that we are so quick to play music from people who play their experiences or what they go through, what their lifestyle is? Mm-hmm. But when someone on the faith side, it's hard to play that. Why is that? What's the factor of it, right? So, because people used to say, "Oh yeah, well that's cheesy." That's what that's corny, right? And I was like, well, then I'm going to be the difference maker in that. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to find some artists that ain't corny, that y'all can bob your heads to, still listen to, still groove to, but they got a message with it, right? Mm-hmm. So then when I came across, I was like, he's one of them ones. He's telling you his story, telling you what he's gone through. He's telling you that what he was literally about to do in his life and where the change came. It didn't come from just sitting down and getting some help from talking to somebody. Mm-hmm. It came from him, what he used to say, a Bible nerd, digging deep into his word, right? And if that becomes the ultimate change, how can that help someone else?
Mm-hmm. I mean, but honestly, that's what we kind of grew up on. Like when you think about like the artists we grew up on, like they were doing that. Like it may have been in a street form or whatever you want to call it, but if you're actually listening to the music, there's a lot of socially redeeming value in their music.
But why don't they play it? Why don't they play the ones? So is it because they edify Christ? Is that the reason why? Are we so lost? Are we so lost that when someone's their reality is what his reality may be, what he feels Jesus did for him, right? Mm-hmm. And in redeeming his life. If that's his reality and he's speaking on it, why can't we play that?
Well, I think that if DJs and program directors, if they actually had their hearts open and not their pockets.
Hey, there's a point, growing up, you could have a level of redemptive quality to your music. Like even you take DMX, one of the most gangster rappers of all time, but he had prayers on every last album, now it's a race to the bottom musically as like how degenerate can we be? How much can we one up each other on being degenerate? And, the fact is that's not real. A lot of people are doing things because they get attention as opposed to it's art. And I feel like some of this has to do with that we've beholden ourselves to algorithms and beholden ourselves to just profitability as opposed to profitability and art. So
why do you think the radio though, like they were talking about radio in particular, like the curators of what's played on mainstream radio has stayed away from, so it's not algorithms. It's like, why do you think radio has shunned kind of like cleaner, good music?
Yeah, because it's a lot more popular to be sensational.
But like, is it? But like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we don't have the option. We can't see side by side which song people want to listen to in their car. They just play the one.
I think at some point in time in culture, I think that major corporations did what major corporations do best, which is find something that has worked and duplicate it. And major corporations are not good at what do we call diversity. Well, we see that. They're not good at diversity even in the type of people that they hire, let alone the products that they create. Mm-hmm. So when you look at, we got to remember hip hop, R&B, and a lot of quote unquote, I would call black music. When we were coming up, it wasn't majorly accepted. So the artists that we knew and loved were being funded, but somewhat privately funded. It wasn't a big machine. It was small teams that were building things that they cared about. Well, now we have these major corporations that, one of the reasons why things go on the radio is funding. And these major corporations only fund things that they think they're going to get a massive return on. And it's just it's so much easier to market things that are sensational than things that are honest. That's what I think.
Derek hit it on the head 100%. I think that interview was incredible. I wish that John got to speak more. Unfortunately, he's in the room with a legend.
Yeah, Charlamagne don't know who John is,
Yeah. And I appreciate that, Rodney has to put his arm around John and be like, I have a very talented artist. But, the whole interview was primarily, Rodney, and we all want to hear what he has to say because he's got Michael Jackson stories and legendary stuff. Mm-hmm. But you need people like Rodney who are going to be like, hey, I have to bring this guy with me everywhere until you understand. Same thing happened with Chance the Rapper when he was with Donnie Trumpet. He brought Donnie Trumpet with him, and Charlamagne's like, who is this guy? And he has to introduce these new factors in to the industry that doesn't want to hear about. They want to hear what's going to work and, what is a gimmicky song that would work for what we're doing right now in culture. So it's a hard tension to live in, but, there are every single day, there are doors being opened for artists like us and radio and Sirius. And so, we're getting closer, but we've had to endure a lot of, there's not the amount of money that we need to really function as hip hop Christian artists.
I think it's important for what you're doing, Marty, which opening a record label and being a executive who actually is a fan of hip hop, and you're signing hip hop artists, and then you're in control of budgets that corporations have decided to say, we trust you enough with this money to be able to put on artists that have something to say, and we're just going to sit back. And I think that is what is going to swing the pendulum back. I'm starting to see a bit of a swing of the pendulum back. I think we've been saying this for a while, but I think with the advancements of technology, people are kind of over the sensational stuff. Like, the sensational stuff is normal now. So now what's abnormal is someone being actually vulnerable about their music. And I think that we're we get to be at the forefront of that as decision makers. It's all cyclical. And then people will get tired of music that's honest.
Yep.
And then we'll get back to a different form of sensational stuff. I mean, there always will be fun records that we listen to that, if you like Pina Colada,
always.
That record for the time was very forward thinking because it's about an affair with two people doing something that they shouldn't be doing, and they meet. It's a very wild story for the time.
It's a terrible story. How could you ever trust your partner ever again after that song?
Yeah, bro, it's a crazy, but if you think about it, that story there,
they're in the newspaper trying to hook up with people. In the newspaper, they're reading that. They're thirsty to get out of this relationship.
That was a very sensational thing. But then you also have the Bob Dylans, and I feel like we're about to go into a season of Bob Dylan.
Me too.
What's interesting about what you're saying though is I'm noticing this trend, with Gen Z in particular, their rebellion is the opposite of the rebellion that we've seen for the last several decades. Gen Z's not drinking, they're not hooking up. I saw a influencer the other day talking about he has no tattoos because he's like, it's common. My rebellion is not having tattoos. I want to stand out. So you're talking about radio music and everything is race to the bottom. How ratchet can we go? Well, that used to be shocking and crazy and whatever. And now it's everything. Well, I could see that the pendulum, the rebellion against that, the stuff that will actually stand out is the stuff that's actually the opposite.
You hit on the head, Cameron. No, 100%. My brother-in-law, he just graduated college. on Monday. And here's something I'm learning. Okay, so you guys remember when to me, the greatest era of my life in music was as a human, not as an artist, was when I started finding and discovering artists that I liked, right? Like small artists. Like I remember discovering Mac Miller when he had just started, Kid Cudi. I got his mixtape at a store at 10 Deep in LA. He handed it to me. Like I remember, like these artists.
Whoa,
that
you bought a Cudi mixtape from Cudi?
No, it was for free. It came with the clothes I got at this store called 10 Deep in Fairfax. And so my point is this: like he's really into right now finding artists that nobody knows about, and we've kind of like had a pause on that for a couple of years. Because before it was like that, like, have you heard of this guy? And now it kind of stopped with, everyone, Spotify, everything. People are getting back into that. People are liking the discovery factor a little bit more. And that's what I do appreciate by this Gen Z kids. Like they're supporting artists that have 2,000 followers on TikTok because, they're cool. And I love that we're getting back there versus the corporate machine telling us, you're going to like Sabrina Carpenter. You better like her. We're going to force her. The Bruno Mars songs.
But I don't know that that's new, though, because ever since SoundCloud, I feel like that's been the movement.
I feel like it paused for a while. Like I stopped finding like cool artists.
I do feel like when Spotify Discovery came out and it was like Spotify was discovering things for you, I think we stopped discovering things for ourselves.
There you go.
We stopped looking because the algorithm gave it to us. That's interesting.
I know that's what I did.
There you go.
In the SoundCloud era was great. You had XXX, you had all these cool rappers coming out, and it's like, Post. And now we're like, hey, it's a new era of discovery. So I love where we are right now. But that's what my brother-in-law is into. Gen Z, like they're all into finding people who have 5,000 followers who are incredible, All
right, moving on. Microsoft released a report this week that said we are in a new era of what they're calling the seemingly infinite workday. So instead of clocking in at 9, clocking out at 5, a growing number of workers are starting earlier and working later into the night, like until midnight. Like is
it like, so you're not talking like tech bubble hustle culture thing where they put amenities at the office to keep you there 24/7. This is because of remote work, that normal work boundaries, because you're just at home, have evaporated. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, because of remote work, and because of a lot of teams are now split up over time zone because of remote work. You're having to take maybe meetings later, which that was part of how Microsoft analyzed this data. They looked at users who had booked meetings between 8 p.m. and midnight, and that had increased by 16% within the last year. And so they're just working later. And a lot of employees also said that they're getting, the report also said that workers are getting an interruption every 2 minutes, whether that's by a meeting, an email, a chat notification, something distracting them from work. And so it's pushing the work that they were trying to get done that day later into the evening, or they're having to check emails at 10 p.m. to catch up on it. Like it's just all of this is sort of compounding into a longer work day. And of course, this is leading to burnout. 1/3 of workers said it is, quote, impossible to keep up with the pace of work over the last 5 years. So far, there's just not a solution to get out of this. This is just kind of the era that we're in right now.
I try really hard to put boundaries. Like I time compartmentalize my day. So like from 9 to 11 every morning, I tackle this, and then I like shut that, and then I'll like tackle this. That's my ideal day. It's like I have time blocks, and it never works out that way.
I was going to say, has there ever been a day where that stuck to
No. and it's because of the every 2 minutes thing. Like a client will email me like, hey, can you send me an invoice for this? Or can you can we jump? And it's like, oh yeah, that's important. Oh, that's revenue. I need to tackle that. Right. So I was going to tackle this other thing. That other thing still had to get tackled. So my afternoon just filled up, but then, okay, 9 o'clock tonight, I'll get the laptop out and I'll work, for a few hours again and to catch up on my day, So that's my thing. It's not like I'm booking calls at 10 p.m., but it's like just catching up on this stuff that I couldn't get done during the day. And it's because it's all just kind of fluid. My office is at my home, and I'll just kind of like throughout the day, I'll work in different rooms around my house just to kind of mix it up. And then in the evening, I'm in those same rooms. And so it all just kind of feels, oh, it's fine if I'm working here. I worked here at the breakfast table this morning, and I'll work here tonight, kind of thing. And it's just like, I'm definitely feeling that thing of burnout of like, I need something to jolt me out of that. I need to be able to not do that. I got to figure that out. But
for me, it's even the time zone that messes with me, right? So like hey, my 5 p.m. is your 8 p.m. Cam. So it's, hey, I could link with you guys at 7. I'm working with someone at 7 o'clock. And they're in New York. That's 10 o'clock for them. So they're working at 10. I'm working, that also throws me off a lot, especially in music. And I'm like Pusha T. I saw his interview recently where he's like, I record from 9 to 5, like Eminem does that. I do the same thing. I'm a 9 to 5 guy. If you get me in the studio at 9 p.m., I might fall asleep. Like, I'm not here to be at 1 a.m. in the studio. I don't want to do that. Like, but some guys are like, hey, I could work at 12 o'clock. I get off work so I've had to do sessions at 9 p.m. here. And that's like someone's 12 o'clock. So, and they're working all day. It's a different world.
Yeah. Ready for it to change. We'll figure it out. All right.
Yeah. Moving on. The final thing I want to share is a cover that I honestly have not been able to get out of my head all week. Have you guys ever heard a cover of a song and felt like you were hearing the lyrics for like the very first time? I don't know if you've ever experienced that, but that's how I felt listening to Mavis Staples' cover of Frank Ocean's Godspeed.
Oh, wow.
If you don't know Mavis, gospel legend, she's part of the Staples Singers, and she's 85 years old. And she just released a cover of Godspeed that is so beautiful and soulful, and I think everyone needs to hear it. So
she got a cool niece. Whoever her niece is, put her on game. Cover this right quick, Mimo.
No, Mavis said that she didn't know who Frank was until this album, and then she fell in love. She says, I fell in love with this album, and that she wanted to do this song. So here you go.
That's dope.
I will always love you how I do. Let go of a prayer for you, just a sweet word. The table is prepared for you. Wishing you Godspeed, glory. There will be mountains you won't move.
Ain't nothing like gospel soul singers, bro. Like that, that's unmatched.
I feel like there is a gospel artist, though. There is a gospel artist on the original song.
Not like that.
No, not like that, but she's in the back. Also, Young Lean's in the original song, too, which is funny to have that. But I believe in the credits, there is a famous gospel singer on the original version, too, who helped write it. I always felt like that song was about a father letting his daughter go at the altar. Like, wishing you Godspeed, you're going to be great. Like, the relationship is changing. I always felt like, but no one ever connected those lyrics to me the way that I have. But I love that song.
She makes it sound like Christian.
Yeah. It makes me want to put my hands up. Glory.
What's crazy too is like back in the day, like her era gospel, like Aretha Franklin was scandalous because she grew up in the church singing gospel, and then she chose, to sing some secular stuff too, and like they rejected her. Like the church rejects. Like you don't do both. You do.
The
your
Clark
gospel,
sisters.
Yeah, 100%.
Clark sisters were scandalous.
That's what's surprising, that like old school 85-year-old Mavis Staples.
Even the guy who produced it,
James Blake.
I think he's a believer as well. It's kind of funny to have like a guy like Frank Ocean, who probably doesn't have the same faith that we have. But
the vocalist
so many
you're thinking
gospel...
of is Kim Burrell. That's the gospel artist.
She's in the very end. Yeah, she's one of my. I was watching a video recently of her, and I was like, oh my God, from like the 90s, her singing. I was like, this. I wish I could find that voice has been made in pain and like I don't know. It's like anointing, pain. I can't explain that level of voice that she has. And then it's like Young Lean at the end. So it's a funny song that has many different elements that are kind of secretive.
Dang, that's a good song. Man.
Hey, that's a song. That's a song right there.
And that's the thing. Like I've always loved that song. Like it's a great song, but there was just something about the way Mavis sang it that it was like hitting me.
There's like a pain in her voice. That
I can't explain that level of like, I can only explain it like it's an anointing or something where you have to earn that level of like deep beauty, personalization, voice. Like I know everything I need to hear when I hear her sing. Like I hear it,
To quote Mama again, salvation is free, but anointing costs.
Yeah, that's right.
There you go. That's a word.
All right. Well, that'll do it. If you want to hear the full song, you can go check it out and these other stories and a lot more at relevantmagazine.com. Thanks, Emily. All right. Stay tuned. Up next, Dallas Jenkins joins us.
Today's podcast is brought to you in part by John Mark Comer's book, Garden City, a book that speaks to the tension we all feel between work, rest, and purpose. The New York Times bestselling author John Mark Comer takes us to the scriptures to identify what it really means to be human and flips the script on the idea that who you are matters, not what you do. He shows that God created us for meaningful work and meaningful rest. Both matter. This book helps you ask and answer the big questions. Does God care where I work? Is there a direction for my life? So you can discern God's heart for your calling, your rhythms, and the way His Spirit wants to shape every part of your life. If you're longing for purpose and a more grounded way to live, check out the new hardcover edition of Garden City wherever books are sold.
Well, today's show is brought to you in part by the new book, God, the Science, the Evidence. We talk a lot about faith, but how often do we talk about science in the same breath? You might be surprised to discover just how deeply the two actually agree. For centuries, science has been used to dismiss the idea of God, but today an intellectual revolution is underway. Modern discoveries in physics, cosmology, and biology are consistently revealing the same truth: creation isn't an accident. That profound reversal is what engineers Michel-Yves Bolloré and Olivier Bonassi investigate in their international bestseller, God, the Science, the Evidence. This book is a rigorous, evidence-based critique of materialism, inviting you to explore over a dozen scientific, philosophical, and historical domains. It shows that what was once seemed impossible, that science could point to a creator, is now supported by a vast and convergent body of evidence. With over 400,000 copies sold in Europe, this book is sparking a global debate. It's thoughtful, fascinating, and a powerful reminder that reason itself affirms the existence of God. Learn more and find out where you can purchase your copy today by visiting godthesciencetheevidence.com.
Today's podcast is brought to you in part by Erwin McManus's book, The Barbarian Way. Some books don't just inspire you, they confront you. The Barbarian Way, now celebrating its 20th anniversary, is one of those books. If you felt the pull of God towards something deeper and wilder than the safe, predictable version of faith that we settle for, McManus reminds us that following Jesus was never meant to be tame. It's meant to awaken courage, passion, and purpose God placed inside us. He draws from the wild stories of Abel, Noah, Moses, Rahab, and others to remind us that following God wasn't meant to be tame. Safe faith isn't working. Step into the story God is writing for you. Choose passion, choose boldness, choose the Barbarian Way. Available now wherever books are sold.
Well, our guest today is Dallas Jenkins. He's the creator and showrunner of The Chosen, which has grown from an independent crowdfunded show to one of the biggest series on TV today. It's pulled in over $140 million at the global box office, and its 5th season is currently the #2 most watched show of the week on Amazon Prime. Ahead of this season's premiere, we sat down with Dallas to hear about the surprising phenomenon of The Chosen and find out about what's coming next. Here's Emily's conversation with Dallas Jenkins.
Well, Dallas, thank you for speaking with me today about the global phenomenon, The Chosen. It has achieved massive success around the world. Why do you think The Chosen has resonated with so many people?
Well, I can only speak for what they've told me. And I'd say, in every country that I've ever been in, every state that I've ever been in, airports, restaurants, when people recognize me and come up to say something to me, I would say 50% of them start crying. And it's not because they're seeing someone they've seen on TV or they've seen in a live stream. It's not a celebrity thing. It's a gratitude thing. And then they always say, I would say probably, again, I'm not exaggerating, 90% of the time, they talk about the humanity. It just feels so real. It just feels so authentic. I feel like it's human. It feels like I can relate to it. I feel like I'm seeing it for the first time, even though they know the stories. And so I think that's the secret sauce, is that you've read these words in scripture. You've seen them on stained glass windows. You've heard them in sermons. There's a formality to all of that. There's perhaps an emotional distance to that. And I think all of us, even those of us who love the Bible and have read it our whole lives, can admit that the majority of the time that we read the Bible, we're not emotional. It's educational. It can draw us closer to God. Typically it's worship. It's songs that can make us more emotional, or it's the conclusion to a sermon, a specific point that a pastor makes that helps bring the Bible more to life. I mean, the Bible's always been alive. Maybe I could say it better. It brings us to life. But sometimes a song, sometimes a book, sometimes a sermon, and yes, sometimes a TV show is the spark that can draw us emotionally into God's word. And then that emotional connection brings the intellectual and spiritual truth to it to life even more than maybe just reading it on a page.
Through your travels, are there any places in the world you've been maybe surprised to find a big fan base for The Chosen?
Well, I mean, when I go to places like, Los Angeles, where I spend a lot of time, I'm going to get recognized less. Part of it's a town that, that it's just, there's thousands of bigger celebrities than I am in LA. So, I'm just, it's not that big of a deal. But there's parts of the country where it's just a little, the ratio of people who are going to be excited about the show is maybe a little lower. I mean, when I go to Utah or Texas, every restaurant I go to, every place I go, there's going to be a response from somebody. But to your question, I remember when I went to Brazil, I knew there was a fan base there because the viewership numbers in Brazil were significant and the social media engagement was significant. But being there in a country where they don't speak English and there's a meet and greet line that's as long as it is in the United States, and the things they're saying, they're writing it out on their phone, and then they use Google Translate to show me what they want to say. And I'm reading it and crying because they're saying the same things that they're saying in the States. It's not that I was surprised that there was a fan base in Brazil. I was surprised, I suppose, by the passion, the level of passion, and then also by the fact that it's the same, even in a different language. The same scenes are impacting them. The same elements are impacting them. A family with an autistic son is coming up to me and saying the portrayal of Matthew is what helped us know that Jesus our son can follow Jesus in the same way that we can, that God has a plan for him just like he does for us. And we didn't know that until we saw the show. That kind of stuff is what surprises me. So look, I mean, everything about this thing surprises me, Emily. I mean, I'm like, I didn't, as a conservative count is that over 200 million people around the world have seen the show in some form. That doesn't make any sense. That's shocking. That's not something that I ever imagined or planned for or to think about. And so it never stops being surprising and humbling.
Obviously, the theatrical releases have been a massive part of the success. I'm curious, how do you think that theatrical releases enhance the viewing experience for fans?
Well, there's two things. Number one, we filmed the show, especially in the last couple seasons, and especially season 5, with theaters in mind. I mean, the scale, the sets, the lenses, the camera lenses, all that. I mean, that's the sound, the audio. I mean, everything is done with the theatrical experience in mind, knowing that it's also going to play well at home. But the big screen, I think the greatest story ever told and some of the biggest and most important moments in history deserve a big full screen experience. But if you can't experience that on the big screen, that's fine too. And I know that not everyone can, and it's going to be just as impactful at home. That said, there is something about that communal experience that whether you're laughing together or crying together or experiencing something that you all believe in together, especially when it's something like this, when you watch a Marvel movie or a comedy or something on the big screen and you have that shared laugh and you have those shared tears, it's fun and it's cool. But when it's about something this sacred and something that you really do believe in, and you know that you have that instant connection with everyone else in the theater. And walking out, we've had so many people tell us that walking out of the theater, they were connecting with other people. And even introverts were saying, like, seeing it with other people and knowing that I had this shared passion and belief, made it easier for me to connect. And so I think that's important too. Now, again, I want to make it very clear. The show is not church, but it's similar to how some of us, we both have our private time and our quiet time with the Lord and our personal kind of intimate time, but there's also church. There's also that experience of we're all going to get together. We're all going to worship together. We're all going to be taught together. And again, the show is not church, But there is something special about that gathering together of people who have a shared belief and a shared passion that I think can really deepen the experience of watching something like this.
How has your time on The Chosen impacted your future work and the new series you're currently developing?
Well, right now I really am focused on the what we call the mothership show, the 7 seasons of the Gospels, but we're developing the story of Joseph as a mini-series, and The Chosen Adventures, our animated show, which is also based on the Gospels, and some of our unscripted stuff like our Bear Grylls show. It's all in the same universe with the same thread, right? So how does it influence us? Well, it's everything that we learn about this show we're going to apply to future shows as well. And we want to make sure that every Bible story that we ever tell comes from the same approach of we're going to find the humanity in this story so that you can see yourself in it, that you can learn the lessons that they did. And at the end of the day, here's the interesting thing. Even the Old Testament stories that we're telling are about Jesus. They're pointing you towards Jesus. We happen to have done the Gospels first, but it's going to be really cool to connect all these different stories through a through line of Jesus died and Jesus rose. And you find in the Joseph story, in the Moses story, in the Noah story, all these stories that we're either planning to do or hoping that we might get to do, and all that. We try to take things one thing at a time, but to know that they're all pointing you towards this story that we're currently telling. It's really exciting.
Out of all the Bible characters you could have moved on to next, why did you want to start with Joseph for the new series?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, there's something about the Joseph story that really does illustrate. There's a lot of like Jesus parallels to it, but the Joseph story is what brought about the law. Like the Joseph story takes place when these creationists happened and the Jewish people are trying to navigate life with no law yet. There's no structure. And so they're just experiencing their own humanity and they're solving problems in the worst ways. And it's in many ways that doing Joseph and then Moses is the perfect structure, because Moses is in many ways the response to the Joseph story. And of course, Joseph is who takes the people to Egypt. And that's what ultimately sets up Moses' experience of the oppression in Egypt. And so it just felt, we're doing it as a mini-series, not as a multi-season show. It just felt like a good story to slot in between some of the other stories that we're telling. And it just felt like the right one, because it's now that we've experienced the gospel story. We're going to go, them celebrating the Passover, especially during Holy Week. We're not going to take you back to kind of what set up the need for the law, the need for Moses as the first, kind of as the precursor to Jesus, as a prophet. And it's going to help inform even what we've been doing so far with the Mothership show.
That was Dallas Jenkins. Make sure to go check out The Chosen. It is exclusively streaming. Season 5 is exclusively streaming on Amazon Prime right now. All right, stay tuned. Up next, it's One Has to Go. Well, today's podcast is brought to you in part by the new book, Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic. Author Jonathan Seidel knows firsthand how even believers can get stuck in shame and destructive habits, especially when it comes to one of society's biggest obsessions, alcohol. In Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic, he details his spiral into disordered drinking and shares the 4-step process he eventually used to break free. There's hope for alcoholics who become Christians and for Christians who become alcoholics. Find Confessions of a Christian Alcoholic wherever books are sold. What if you could change a child's life with just $10? Right now, thousands of vulnerable children in East Africa are suffering from jiggers. It's a painful, preventable parasite that burrows into their feet. Soul Hope is the only organization treating it through foot washing, medical care, and durable closed-toed shoes that protect kids long after treatment. $10 may not seem like much in today's world, but when we come together, those small gifts add up to big change. Join the 10 for 10 campaign. $10 protects 10 small toes. Visit soulhope.org/10 to give now. One small gift makes a big difference. Again, that's soulhope, SOLE, hope.org/TEN. Okay, it's time for
One Has to Go.
One Has to Go. I mean, listen, listeners, you know the game. It's not a game. I'm going to tell you 4 things. You're going to tell me one that has to go. That's it.
It is a game.
Like, there's no winner or loser.
I know, but the way you said it's not a game, like, I mean, it's
Which
fun.
member of DC Talk needs to go? You guys, let's go right now. Quick. Kevin Max. Michael Tate.
I was like, which ones are left? I think we only have Toby Mac at this point. Oh, man. Okay, one has to go. Derek, you're up first. Dream destination spots, like travel. You were in Seattle this weekend. Paris, Tokyo, Santorini, or Sydney? One has to go.
Tokyo for me. Oh, no, Tokyo doesn't go. Tokyo doesn't go.
I was about to say, like, you're like,
no, what'd you say? Paris? What'd you say? Paris?
Paris, Tokyo, Santorini, or Sydney?
Paris out of here.
Paris has to go.
Yeah, Paris
has to go.
Everybody I know that's went to Paris says that it's.
I hated Paris.
I went there for a month. It was beautiful. I loved it.
It was beautiful.
I went there for 3 weeks. I had the worst time of my life. I was like getting to London. I think the pickpocketers eventually just get on your nerves. The scams.
That feels like user error.
It feels like user error.
Marty just has cash just hanging out of his back pocket as he's walking around.
Even walking to the Eiffel Tower, there's just like all these like guys like trying to like talk to you and like give you fake tours, and like eventually you just get like a aggressive, and you're like, get away from me, you know? I hated Paris.
We'll go again, and I'll show you how to do it right. Okay?
Yeah, you have to, because I was there for 2 weeks, and I was like, let's just go. I even went to Disney in France. Like, I hated it.
I've only been to Paris for 24 hours, and it was on my way back from Morocco, and we had a super long layover, but the 2 guys on my trip that I was in Morocco with were on the same layover, and they love Paris, and they knew Paris, and they went to Paris all the time. So, and I was like, I've never been. And they're like, we're going to show you the best Paris
experience. You got the romantic
version. You got the real tour.
Dude, it was the real Paris, and they made reservations at this Michelin restaurant. We came out from the restaurant, and we're getting recommendations from the server where to go after late night, like where the locals go. And we came out, and it had rained, and so the cobblestone streets were like wet, like a movie. And it's like in the lights, and we went to this like local cafe where there was a jazz club, and like it was just the most Paris epic 24 hours ever, and I haven't been back since. I want to. Everybody that I talk to about Paris has y'all's stories of like, this sucks, I hate it, and I'm going, this was like I lived in a movie for 24 hours. I loved it. But
so we said one has to go, so I had to make my decision based off the rule, not the exception to the rule. So
got it.
That's why.
Okay, there you go. So Paris is out of here. All right, Marty, road trip snacks: Sour Patch Kids, trail mix, beef jerky, or Pringles? One has to go.
I'm gonna say Pringles has to go. I'm gonna say, I just think that the hand's
beef
going
jerky's
deep.
right there.
No. He's right. The hand in the car.
It's just that purely the
That's
fact
it.
that everyone has to get their hand in there, like dirty,
in the car,
like, again,
and the crumbs
user
are
error.
everywhere.
the bottom 4 are all smashed. You know, like I could do beef jerky because hey, here's a stick, here's a Sour Patch Kid. You want something sweet, but then like Pringle. Then you have like your nephew who has both of them on his hands. He's doing this, and crumbs are every. I just
Sorry,
can't.
that's a
handle
highlight
it.
of the trip for me.
Yeah, I've had the stories. I had the stories.
All right, Emily, classic Nickelodeon cartoons. Hey Arnold, Rocket Power, SpongeBob, or Rugrats? One has to go.
Oof, that's tough.
You'd think it'd be tough. I'm getting rid of SpongeBob.
Me too. I would too. Thank you. I'm not a SpongeBob fan.
Everyone loves. I did not grow up watching SpongeBob. The yellow cartoon I watched was The Simpsons, and so I go to watch SpongeBob, and it's not as funny as The Simpsons, so I don't get the hype.
I'm with you, Emily.
Yeah.
I'm not getting rid of Rugrats. I'm not getting rid of Rocket Power, and especially Hey Arnold, the best show of all time.
Ooh, I would say that about Rocket Power, but I'll respect Hey Arnold.
Derek, did you watch any of those? Because that wasn't my era. Like my era of cartoons.
I watched. Only one that's blowing my mind is Rocket Power. I didn't really.
That was a great show. Original. Nothing was like it.
I watched Hey Arnold.
Wiggity,
definitely
wiggity.
watched Rugrats. Definitely.
Did y'all watch? Did y'all regress and start watching cartoons again in college, like I did?
Yes.
Like,
Oh,
okay.
yes.
Because like I in college, I really got into Animaniacs and Simpsons, and like watched them. Like Animaniacs, I watched every day in my dorm room.
And
that was in the 90s.
Animaniacs was the truth.
In college, when that was when streaming was really taking off when I was in college. So my friends, we watched a lot of the like Disney Channel original movies that we grew up on. Can't think of a single one that held up well.
None of them.
The consensus on all of them was, I remember this being so much better when I was 7 years old.
Because
Angels in the Outfield,
the 13th year.
It was like Friday night and your friends were over and you had pizza and you were just staying up to watch the premiere at 8 o'clock.
It was a vibe.
And, yeah. Anyway.
Ice cream, sprinkles.
Derek, late night hosts, Jimmy Fallon, Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Kimmel, or Seth Meyers. One has to go.
God. Oh. God. Oh, hold on. Run those back again.
Jimmy Fallon, Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Kimmel, or Seth Meyers.
Who was the second one?
Stephen Colbert.
God dog it.
He's the only one that brings like faith content.
I like him.
onto the
That's
show.
what I'm saying.
It was great.
I think Seth got to go.
Yeah, Seth for me too.
I agree.
No,
That's gotta go.
keep Seth. Oh my gosh, Seth.
Who are you bumping for Seth?
Yeah.
Either of the Jimmys.
No way.
What?
No
Nah.
way. No
Jimmy
way.
Kimmel is one of the best. I love him.
Jimmy,
way.
I'll keep. I mean, the answer is Jimmy Fallon. I don't think he's a great interviewer. Like,
The nicest man in show business? Come on.
He's got the roots. He's always laughing.
there's plenty of nice people. Like, we can get someone else. Seth Meyers is so funny, and I think he is a great interviewer.
He's
like, I feel
too
like
He's like
no, I feel like
ornery.
he like puts.
He is funny
great
though.
word.
Like that's
He is
Seth
funny.
Meyers.
They're
is
all
hilarious,
incredible.
though.
But
Like,
out of all four,
All right.
Wow.
Okay, Marty.
Wow.
Okay, here we go. Free flights for life, unlimited concert tickets, never pay rent again, or always skip airport security. One has to go.
free flights.
Free flights for life, unlimited concert tickets, never pay rent again or mortgage, or always be able to skip airport security.
You know what? I don't miss. I mean, airport security. This is like the lesser of all the evils.
True.
For me, like I have pre-TSA. I'm always walking on anyway.
Yeah.
I would never get rid of concerts. I would never get rid of the
Free
other
flights.
three.
Yeah.
Free
no
flights.
question.
Come on, free mortgage, whatever. I'm going. I'm gone. I'm gonna use the free flights.
All right, Emily. Beach volleyball, paddleboarding, cornhole, or spike ball. All summer games or sports. One has to go.
I think I'm gonna go with paddleboarding. Yeah, I
Paddleboarding's
love
fun.
all the other. Paddleboarding's fun.
Spike ball. You like?
What's
Okay,
spike
here's my thing
ball?
with paddleboarding.
It's this little, like, it's a game you can buy at Target. It's like a little
trampoline.
trampoline thing. It's like a 2-foot little trampoline, and you have like it's a game. Like 4 people stand around it, and you like do a spike ball game. I have it.
Always
I've never
frats.
played it.
Always frat guys are doing
Yeah,
it.
it's a
and
very fratty
it's too
game, but
much.
it is fun. Here's my thing with paddleboarding. Very fun. I'm gonna get to a point, probably halfway, on the little course, whatever we're on, where I'm deciding, okay, I'm good. Now I have
Yeah.
to paddle all the way back.
Yeah.
That's gonna make me mad. All the other games, as soon as I'm ready to stop, I can walk away.
I can understand that.
That's good
reasoning.
logic.
That's usually me. Like halfway through something, I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm done.
and I want to be
Get me
done
home.
right then.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Derek, Taco Tuesday, Pizza Friday, Burger Night, or breakfast for dinner. One has to go.
Breakfast for dinner out of here.
Really?
Really? I love breakfast for
Well,
dinner.
there goes most of my
need
dinners.
I need my tacos.
I wonder if that's
Right.
a white thing
I
too.
love
Like breakfast for
burgers,
dinner.
Pizza and
Cracker Barrel?
eggs and bacon at 7:00 in the evening.
Okay,
I'm
I make
cool.
breakfast for dinner a lot, but I think it's a really easy meal to make as a single person.
That's what I'm saying. It's an easy meal to make, but it's not something when I'm doing breakfast for dinner, we're down bad. That's what I mean.
What is that?
Like
Not anymore. Eggs are so expensive. It's a delicacy.
but we're down bad.
Yeah, if I'm
like,
making a
it's
quiche-
like I don't feel
Yeah.
like
Pancakes. No one's making pancakes at 7 p.m. It's always gonna be like eggs and like
Yeah.
the basic stuff
We
too.
down bad, y'all. We down bad.
Good one.
Tell your kids if you ever see Dad making breakfast for dinner. times
Don't
are
ask
rough.
him how his day
Don't
went.
act up.
ask
Don't
me
act
to
up.
do nothing
Yeah,
else.
don't act up. Times are tough.
Keep that mouth quiet.
Our day at the office.
All right, Marty. Charcuterie boards, sushi rolls, street tacos, or fancy grilled cheese. One has to go.
Man, I'm gonna have to say. Can you say it one more time, Cam?
Charcuterie boards, sushi, street tacos, or fancy grilled cheese.
Fancy grilled cheese is gonna have to go.
No question.
On our trip, let me just highlight one thing on this Montana trip. They made a charcuterie board that was the size of a tombstone. It was enormous. It was so phenomenal. I forgot how much I loved cheese and olives and it was just
jams.
incredible.
So good.
Yeah, I love a good grilled cheese. Don't get me wrong, but I can't get rid of sushi. I'm not getting rid of street tacos at all. Sorry, grilled cheese.
Out of here.
We're gone.
Y'all know how during the pandemic, everyone got into like weird little hobbies and stuff like that? Mm-hmm. My weird hobby I picked up during the pandemic was I got really into making charcuterie boards.
For yourself?
Yeah. Well, for myself and my roommate. But I bought, I started following this account and then I bought their cookbook online about like how to know how to pair which cheeses and meats and the little extras and stuff that you add on. And so I just got really into it. And so now a lot of times when we have like parties, I'll make charcuterie boards for my friends because I kind of know what goes best with everything. And
when I was in Seattle, I was blessed to be around a world-class caterer. This lady.
Oh,
caters.
the lady who's mentoring your wife.
Yeah, and she made us.
Oh, you were living.
Yeah, you told us about her.
Greatest charcuterie board known to man. Like, and it wasn't just like, because like sometimes charcuterie boards, you just do everything together. No, she's telling us what meat with what cheese with what cracker to get the best experience of the flavor she's made. What to avoid pairing together, and it was the craziest experience I ever had. As far as
there is an art behind it. Like people think you can just put like cheese and meat on a board. No, you do.
No.
There is
you can put cheese and meat on a board, but
if you want
flavor profiles,
if you want true harmony, you have to know what to pair with what.
Derek is in the best place, right? Because his wife's getting mentored by this caterer. He gets to try everything. He gets to enjoy all the little treats.
And I'm over here
that.
making breakfast for dinner for myself.
Derek,
that's interesting. That's really interesting.
Derek, how are you? Are you thinking about the next 10 years of your life? Obviously, your wife is an incredible cook, baker, and will be pursuing that passion and talent she has even more and more and more and more. Obviously, as she grows her craft, you are her test kitchen, her test eater. Have you thought how you're going to not gain 80 pounds over the next 3 years?
I literally just got a gym membership because I'm not. Okay. That's not my thing at all. I don't. Anyone that's known me all my whole life, I've never liked the gym. So I just got a gym membership, and I literally go on walks every morning when I wake up. We're 1.5 2-mile walks because I'm just
okay, Health King.
I have to do it, bro. She sent us home with these amazing bonbons. That is it's cake with this vanilla filling dipped in chocolate. And she's just like, oh, take 12 of these in a box, bro. And the kids are with mom. So I'm just 1 a.m. going and getting bonbons and watching The Last of Us and just coffee and crumbs just dribbling down on my shirt. I'm like, it's over with.
I love the fact that you're going to have a life where you have artists in your studio recording. You guys are up late, great session, creativity. And you're going to be like, would anybody like some bonbons? I have some. Yeah. I have a charcuterie board prepared for the crew.
No lie. I'm in the studio last night with my partner, Chino Dollars. And my wife is like, dinner's ready. And she brings down this salmon that was in this glaze with small tomatoes on a bed of asparagus. And it's like, do you want any? And it's like, I'm like, man, this is the
Derek,
most
that happened
bougie.
to us. We're at your studio and you're like, you guys want any food? I'm like, we're good. He's like eating salmon and it's like, he's like, this one's good. This one's, tell mom it's good. Tell mom this one's good. I was like, it smells incredible, you know?
Yeah.
He's over here eating like a 3-course meal and while chopping a sample. He's like, hold on. Yeah. Hold on. This salmon's amazing. Yeah. I was like, this guy's doing everything. Like, it's too cool. It's like elevated art. I've never seen this before. Yeah. Amazing life you live, man. Yeah. His son was the butler. His son was coming through. Dad, mom wants you to try the salmon.
Would anybody like a refill? Yeah, he just has like a service. All right, last one, Emily. You always remember people's names, you're never awkward in small talk, you always say the perfect thing, or you're never the last to get the joke. Never the last to get the joke. One has to go. You always remember people's names. You're never awkward in small talk. You always say the perfect thing, or you're never the last to get the joke. One has to go.
Okay, I think I'll get rid of you always say the perfect thing. One, because I feel like I do that all the time anyways. But sometimes it's fun to like just make, I have no problem making fun of myself. So if I say something wrong, then I just get laughs and I feel better about myself. I can't be the last to get a joke. That will make me feel bad about myself. So I have to keep that.
Do you struggle with that? Not being able to keep up with witty banter?
Yeah, it's kind of a problem. I'm in therapy for it. So
got it. All right. Well, there you go. That'll do it for this week's One Has to Go. Make sure to play along by following the Relevant Podcast account on Instagram, because we post all of these options there in our stories, and you guys can take the poll, play along with us. It's actually really funny.
If you've been following me for a long time, I actually started a brand new account called RMG Derek.
I see it all the time now, bro. First story on my feed.
Wait, hold on. Tell the story of this. For real. Tell the story of what you're doing here.
So I have 134,000 followers on my last account. And I just realized I wasn't able to, I don't see any of my friends' content, and I wasn't able to, no one was seeing my content. And I just was like, I'm just going to start from scratch and see what happens. So the goal was to get 1,000 followers and see how fast we can do that. So far, we've done that in pretty much a week, and it's so much of a better experience, y'all. Like, I actually see people's stuff I care about. It's still a lot of ads that's being fed to me, but people are seeing my stuff again. Feels way better. So it feels like I'm having a lot more of a personal experience with the people that follow me, as opposed to just being fed a bunch of crap.
When I first saw your friend Derek has joined Instagram and it was your face, I thought for sure you were hacked. Like somebody was like faking you. And I was,
First
but I followed it.
up.
It was great, man. It's interesting too that you're like taking a huge risk to test the algorithm and stuff, but it's working. Yeah. I'm glad. Yeah. So follow him, and also follow Relevant Magazine on Instagram.
I have a new album coming out on Friday, so follow us.
What?
Hey.
I forgot. I just thought of it right now.
You forgot you had an album coming out?
Well, because
that's
Doc,
the life of an artist
shout out
in
to Doc,
2025.
Because I'm already on my third album. Like, the next album's done.
Plug it. Yeah. Tell us about it.
All right, so check this out. I just realized, and this is a win that I want to celebrate really quick. The only reason I thought about it is because Doc, who is a part of RMG with Derek, he just locked me into a Spotify cover. So I was setting the Spotify picture of myself for the cover. And so it's a win. A new album coming out. It's called The One. It's about how he left a 99 for the one. And I have felt like God has pursued me on levels that he has not had to do with other people, because I'm such a knucklehead. And that love has totally transformed the way I see my son, my wife, people, empathy. And so this album is a hip hop album. It's not a trap album. It is authentic, and it's a rap album. And I think that you guys will like it. And Friday.
I literally thought you called it The One because you were saying I'm like the one, like I'm him. No. And so you're saying the opposite, like God pursued me.
99, man, he left it for me.
It's actually the most humble, lovely title, and I thought it was like cocky.
And I think that was a little play on it. Yeah, because it's like social club, like we're two people, then it's like the one guy drops. So there's a lot of pieces that are dual, but it's not even about, and it's about just lowering myself down and realizing, man, I'm grateful that God pursued me, because I did not pursue him. He pursued me. And it's like the prodigal son story, where the father was looking for him and he wasn't looking. He was too embarrassed looking at the floor to realize that his dad was just waiting for him and loved him. So I think that story in my life in the last year, I feel like God has had to give me a little bit of special attention because of my living situation, living in California, dealing with, less community. And you guys know, because we check in with each other, but I've just felt like God in this last year has had to give me a little bit extra love. And that's the father we have. And I'm so grateful that, this album's coming out. I'm excited. Produced the whole thing myself, and I think you guys will love it. Apollo Records, baby.
We've heard it. It's incredible. Have you seen that meme where like it's like a shepherd and like in Ireland or whatever, and like there's a ditch going along the side of the road, and the sheep like jumps into the ditch, and the shepherd has to like pull him out of the ditch, and then like the sheep like is all scared and runs 10 feet down and falls back into the ditch again. Have you seen that? That's me. You're telling that story, and I'm thinking about like that's me.
The shepherd. Yeah. Like I'm the guy who goes on the missions trip, and then like the people in like Guatemala are like, oh God, this guy, he doesn't know what he's doing. Like he doesn't even like, he's not even, is he a Christian? Like I'm still like trying to figure things out, and God is showing me through everything he possibly can, through people, nature, life, friends, confirmation, that it's almost like deja vu, right? Like you ever have deja vu? And I always think if I'm having deja vu, it's because I'm meant to be here right now. Like my life just aligned in the perfect timeline, like that's what I always assume. That's what I feel like right now.
I was trying to think of a joke about my album called The 99, but you were being so sincere. And I was like, I don't think I can do this.
Crying. Yeah. Emily's like, you should have named it 98.
99.
No, 98.
All right, well, check it out. The one, Marty, coming out on Friday. That's awesome, man. Well, many thanks to Dallas Jenkins for joining us today. Make sure to check out season 5 of The Chosen. It's streaming weekly right now on Amazon Prime. You don't want to miss it. Also, like I said, follow Relevant Magazine on IG, Relevant Podcast account. Make sure to check out relevantmagazine.com every weekday, where we are covering the intersection of faith, culture, life, justice. A lot of stuff is going on in the world right now, and we have some amazing content and interviews you don't want to miss. You can also sign up for our free newsletter, where we send you our top trending stories each week. It's a great way to stay connected to the best content at Relevant. You can sign up for free at relevantmagazine.com. All right, on that note, we'll wrap it. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Derek Miner.
I'm Emily Brown.
I'm Marty.
We'll see you next Friday. Have a great week, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the Relevant Podcast. Make sure to check out our coverage at the intersection of faith, life, and culture every day at relevantmagazine.com. And while you're there, don't miss our latest digital issue. Issue 116 features Nate Bargatze, Connor Price, and a lot more. And don't forget Relevant Plus. It's the best way to experience our content, including ad-free reading, an ad-free version of this podcast, and more. You can get all the info and sign up at relevantmagazine.com.
To quote Mama again, salvation is free, but anointing costs.
Relevant Podcast Network.